Welcome to SVR IAS Academy Civil Services Coaching Program. Today, in our current affair video lecture, we are going to see about the newspaper analysis of 12th May 2017. First, the important news is about vector-borne diseases. Actually, this news is taken from the Indian Express newspaper, and this news is primarily dealing about the methodologies adopted by National Green Tribunal to control the vector-borne diseases in the National Capital Territory. Nowadays, the vector-borne diseases were on the rise in National Capital Territory, and the methodologies which were adopted by local municipalities as well as the government organizations were not up to the mark. So as a result, the National Green Tribunal were completely unhappy over those performances. So the National Green Tribunal has appointed 10 local commissioners to look into the issues to address the vector-borne diseases. And also these 10 local commissioners have been mandated to provide the adequate measures and the methodologies to be adopted to control the vector-borne diseases. First, let us know what is meant by vector-borne diseases. The dengue and chikungunya were some of the common diseases which were spreading in the National Capital Territory, and these were the major vector-borne diseases which is spread in India. These kind of vector-borne diseases were caused due to two major reasons. Number one, it is due to the waterlogging issue. Due to the waterlogging, the mosquito is breeding a lot in the waterlogging area. So as a result, the vector-borne diseases is also increasing. So waterlogging issue is the first major reason for the increase in the vector-borne disease. The second reason is the dumping of solid waste. That is, improper dumping of solid waste also leads to the increase in vector-borne diseases. So first of all, to address the vector-borne diseases, we have to address these two issues. That is, we have to address the waterlogging problem as well as we have to address the dumping of solid waste problem. So to address this, we have to look out for a proper dumping site. That is, the dumping site have to be fumigated properly. And apart from that, we have to separate the solid waste dumped into plastic waste and non-plastic waste. After which it has to be taken to the segregation plant and it has to be properly recycled. And by doing this, the vector-borne diseases can be controlled to a greater extent. And apart from that, whenever there is a problem, we have to look out for three kind of methodologies to rectify it. That is, we have to look out for the preventive, precautionary and curative actions. That is, we have to initially look out for the precautionary methodologies. That is, how to prevent the or take a precautionary action to avoid the vector-borne diseases. After which we have to look out for preventive measures from vector-borne diseases. Finally, the government has to go for the curative actions to prevent the or rectify the errors which it has committed. So here you have to importantly note down that whenever there is a vector-borne diseases, the main aim is to kill the vector to prevent the vector-borne diseases. That is, in case of dengue and chikungunya, the killing of mosquitoes will ultimately reduce the vector-borne diseases. But the problem is the common traditional methodology adopted to kill the mosquitoes is the undertaking outdoor fogging methodology. That is, outdoor thermal fogging will prevent the mosquitoes from affecting the humans. But the problem is this outdoor thermal fogging is anti-environment and also it causes the air pollution. We know that the air pollution in leading metro cities is already in the worsening state. That is, air in the metro cities were already stated as a carcinogenic. That is, mere breathing in this air itself result in a cancer-like situation. That is what stated by leading reports regarding the air condition in the metro cities. So we have to take care whenever we use the outdoor thermal fogging, because this outdoor thermal fogging will also contribute to the air pollution in the metro cities. So these were all the important issues which were given regarding the vector-borne diseases. To get a complete detail regarding the National Green Tribunal and to get a complete detail regarding the various precautionary, preventive and curative methodologies adopted to prevent the vector-borne diseases, and to get a complete detail regarding the air quality index, do visit our official homepage where we provide a separate video lecture for each and every individual topics. The next important topic is about National Policy for Women. Actually, this article is taken from the Indian Express newspaper and it is discussing about the new national policy for women. we know that the Union government is formulating or created a national policy for women in the year of 2001. But it has been 16 years after now, the need and demand of the woman have been changed to greater extent. As a result, the new national policy for women is the need of the hour. So, the government is now formulating a new national policy for women of year 2017. This new national policy for women is in draft condition and the draft is under the consideration and examination of the group of ministers. They were scrutinizing it, and after which the final national policy for women will be submitted to the cabinet committee for its approval. This new national policy for women of the year 2017 has lot of advantages. In the earlier case, that is in earlier 2001, the women were not that much empowered. As a result, the problem faced by the women were comparatively lesser. But in the year of 2017, the women empowerment has taken place to the greater extent, and women have been spotted in almost every industry sectors. So the problems faced by the women were also diverse in nature. So to address the new emerging problems faced by the women, the new national policy for women of 2017 is imminent in nature. And apart from that, in earlier days, only the welfare of women have been in focus. But right now, the welfare of the women and also the need of the women both have to be given the consideration. So these were all some of the important points of the new draft national policy for women of the year 2017. And apart from that, the women have been facing a lot of new problems. The problems like triple talaq, and then the problems like female genital mutilation, and due to the advantages and the advancement in the field of digital world, the women have also been facing a lot of problems in the cyber world, that is cyberspace problems. And apart from that, the participation of women is found in almost all industries. So as a result, the women getting the sexually harassment treatment is also increasing. So the new policy have to address this issue. And apart from that, the single women were also facing a lot of problems. Like in the case of after triple talaq, the women were divorced or being single due to the breakdown of marriage, and as a result, those single women were also facing a lot of problems. So the new policy for women is created in view of addressing all those problems. This policy is also in collaboration with the Human Resource Development Ministry, is aiming at promoting the gender equality. First of all, this policy is mainly focusing on changing the elementary syllabus or elementary education syllabus, because in elementary education there were set of concepts which were read by the children, like women's duty were meant for cooking in the house or taking care of household activity, whereas the men's duty were to go for work outside or to take care of outside activities. These kind of differences have been straightly portrayed in the elementary education syllabuses. It will create a very bad impression on the minds of children, so it have to be avoided. We have to promote the gender equality, that is, women can also go for the outside work. Likewise, the gender equality have to be promoted by changing the syllabus in the elementary education itself. So by doing this, the mindset of the children can be changed to the better future, and thereby in future the gender equality is real-time possibility. Apart from that, this new policy for women is also focusing on getting the statistics of women in every field, that is starting from the Manrega to starting to the cancer patient. Likewise, this policy is focusing on receiving the sex disaggregated data, that is the both male numbers as well as the female numbers have to be noted down in every important ministries. For example, in case of Manrega job generation also, the number of women participants and number of female participants have to be noted. Similarly, in case of cancer patients also, the number of male cancer patients and number of female cancer patients have to be noted. Likewise, all ministry have to take down the beneficiaries of male as well as the beneficiaries of female. And finally, all these data have to be collated by the ministries of statistics and program implementation. Only by having a sex disaggregated data, the ministry can formulate the policy by focusing the focus group, that is by targeting the women. And apart from that, the public has also provided various important useful suggestions to the new national policy for women. The important suggestions provided by the public are: number 1, the cheaper menstrual hygienic products, and then the self-defense classes for girls in the schools, and then lower fees for children of widows. These were all some of the important demands which were made by the public towards the Women and Child Development Ministry, and they were demanding the health cards to ensure the breast and uterine screenings. So overall, this new policy for women of 2017 is created with a wide range of aspects. To get a complete detail regarding the National Policy for Women of 2017 and to get a complete details regarding the various important problems which were faced by the women, do visit our official webpage www.comeonindia.com, where we provide a separate video lecture regarding these important topics. The next important topic is about Kuni Bandara. This article is taken from the India Today newspaper, and this article is discussing about the Kuni Bandara and the World Heritage Tag which is likely to be given to this site. This Kuni Bandara or Kandi Bandara is an important architectural marvelous feature which is created by the Mughal dynasty. This Kuni Bandara is located in the Burhanpur district of Madhya Pradesh. First, let us know what is meant by Kuni Bandara or Kandi Bandara. Actually, the Kuni Bandara or Kandi Bandara is nothing but a unique underground water management structure. We have to note down that it completely represents the developments which were carried out in the Mughal dynasty regarding the water management problem. That is, this Kuni Bandara or Kandi Bandara is a series of wells which were completely interconnected by the underground tunnels. These wells and tunnels are interconnected in such a way all the wells have been equally distributed with the water by having a single tunnel which is interconnecting all of them. This well and tunnels were completely following the law of gravity. Only by having these tunnels which obey the law of gravity, they have interconnected the well, and by which all the wells have equal amount of waters. This structure is still functioning in the Madhya Pradesh state. That is, this Kandi Bandara or Kuni Bandara is still surviving waterground management structure which provides water to the Burhanpur district. As a result, by knowing all its significance, the state government, that is Madhya Pradesh state government, has proposed the central government to make Kandi Bandara or Kuni Bandara as a UNESCO World Heritage Site because it represents the heritage of Mughal dynasty. So in this aspect, first we have to know what were all the water management structures or water management have been created in our ancient India as well as in the medieval India. So it has to be read from the UPSC point of view. And apart from that, we have to learn about the Mughal dynasty because Mughal dynasty is one of the important dynasty which ruled the India. In the sense, it is an Indian subcontinent is importantly ruled by Mughal dynasty. The Mughal dynasty first came into India and started ruling in the year of 1526. The Babur is the person who founded the Mughal dynasty in India, and after which it continues in India for nearly 3 centuries, that is up to year of 1857. This Mughal dynasty ruled India. In the end, it is finally ruled by the Bahadur Shah II, and after which the British monarch completely take over the Indian government. The major religion which is followed by the Mughal were the Islam and the Deen Ilahi. The Islam is the prime religion of the Mughal dynasty, and apart from that, Deen Ilahi is followed by the Akbar. And apart from that, the Mughal dynasty has the official and court language as the Persian language because the ancestors of the Mughals were from the Persian land or Central Asia. But the spoken language of these Mughal were Urdu. And apart from that, there were a lot of architectural developments have been carried out by the Mughal dynasty. Especially the Taj Mahal is one of the important structure or architectural marvels which were created by the Mughals. And apart from that, the Mughal has contributed a lot to the Indian subcontinent. And to get a complete detail regarding the Mughal dynasty, and to get a complete detail regarding the water management of ancient, medieval and modern times, do visit our official homepage www.commandindia.com, where we provide these important topics with separate video lecture. The next important topic is taken from Economic Times of India. Actually, this article is dealing about the Spider surface-to-air missile. This missile is recently test fired in the Odisha by using a mobile launcher. In this test firing, our Spider surface-to-air missile successfully attacked the target aircraft without pilot. This test fire is carried out to verify or validate the parameters of the sophisticated weapon system, that is Spider weapon system, by doing which it can strengthen the Indian air defense system. And apart from that, the important concepts regarding Spiders were, it is an acquired missile system from the Israel country. That is, it is not made in India, it is acquired from the Israel. And apart from that, it is a short range missile, that is, it can attack the enemy weapon system at a distance of 15 km. That is, missile range is 15 km for the Spider missile system. It is a quick reaction surface to air missile. In this context, you have to note down that India itself has created a similar surface to air missile, and it is known as Akash. Our Akash surface to air missile consists or have the strike range of 25 km. So the Spider is comparatively lesser in efficiency when compared to the Akash missile system, but still the Spider missile system acts as a very good quick response system and which strengthens the Indian air defense. In this context, consider, suppose our enemy has launched a missile towards our nation. In this case, our short range quick reaction mechanism, that is a Spider and Akash, can be able to destroy this enemy missile in the mid-air itself. That is, this range is almost in between 25 to 15 kilometers. That is, if it is a Akash, it is a 25 kilometer range. If it is a Spider, it is a 15 kilometer range. And our short range quick reaction missile system can have the potential to destroy the enemy missile system in the mid-air. That is the main reason for this having a Spider missile system. To get a complete detail regarding various surface to air missiles which we are having in the Indian Air Force as well as in the Indian defense industry, and for knowing regarding the various developments going on regarding the Indian defense, do visit our official homepage, where we provide a detailed analysis regarding all those important aspects of Indian defense system. The next important article is taken from the Hindu newspaper, and it is discussing about the elephant census. The government of India has started the elephant census in the South India, usually in a single state. It is taken in a collective or group of states. The reason is the elephant is a migratory species, so the elephant used to move from one place to another place. In this way, if suppose the elephant in South India, that is especially from the Kerala, if it is moving to Tamil Nadu and if it is moved from there on to Karnataka, then in those cases, if the separate census is carried out, then definitely it will result in either overestimation or underestimation. So to avoid all those difficulties, the government usually conduct the elephant census in a group of states. Likewise, as of now, in South India, the elephant census has been begun. That is, in South India, in the sense, the elephant census has begun in 3 states. That is, number 1, Kerala, and then Tamil Nadu, and then Karnataka. In all those 3 states, the elephant census has been carried out at the same time period. Last time elephant census has been carried out in the year of 2012, and after which only now, that is in 2017 only, the elephant census is being or going to be taken. In last census, the count is almost around 6,000 elephants have been spotted in this area. So right now, in this year, the count is expected to be increasing. The methodology adopted for elephant census is of 2 criteria. That is, number 1, it is a direct counting methodology. Another one is indirect counting methodology. In direct counting methodology, the direct sighting of elephant is chosen as a mode of counting. But in indirect counting methodology, the dunk and decay formula is what followed. That is, the dunk of the elephant is considered as a criteria for counting the number of elephants in an area. So in this context, from the perspective of UPSC, we have to know about the important elephant reserves in the South India region. And apart from that, we also have to note down the important tiger reserves in this area and the important national parks in the South India. These were all some of the important concepts which we have to learn on the background of this elephant census. Some of the important areas were number 1, the Bannerkatta National Park, then Periyar Tiger Reserve, then Wayanadu, Neelambur, Anaimudi and Periyar Elephant Reserves. These were all some of the important areas which we have to learn with the map. And apart from that, we also have to learn about the Project Elephant, because from the perspective of elephant census, the Project Elephant concept is very much important. To get a complete detail regarding the Project Elephant and to get a complete detail regarding various elephant reserves and tiger reserves in India, do visit our official web page where we provide a detailed video lecture regarding all those important concepts. The next important topic is regarding the government's plan towards the slums on municipal land. This article is primarily taken from the Indian Express newspaper. This article is discussing about the National Urban Rental Housing Policy. We know that in the year of 2011, there is a census report which is published by the Union government, and this census report has stated that there is 13 million slum households were present in our country, and this census has also stated that there are around 1.08 lakh slum pockets were also present in our country. It is a very big issue and number, and it has to be addressed effectively. And apart from that, the census has also provided one more important data, that is the 40% of these 13 million slum households were located in the municipal land. So the municipal revenue is considerably affected due to these slum households. So to address the problems faced by the slum people as well as to recover the loss of money of the municipality or local government, the government under the Ministry of Urban Poverty Alleviation, that is Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation, has formulated a new policy, that is National Urban Rental Housing Policy. According to this policy, the people who are living in these slums, especially in the slums in municipal land, can pay the rent to the municipality or local government on the guarantee that they were not or they cannot be evicted from that place. We know that every slum has some kind of common problems, that is each people in the slum has some common problems. That is, number 1 is they have no constant living place, that is they can be evicted at any point of time. So they don't have the constant household. It is a very big insecurity to the slum peoples. The second problem is their houses were demolished at a regular interval of time. So their demolition activity will completely ruin their savings on the house. And apart from that, on the basis of these two problems, they do not contribute much to their household. The reason is they don't have a constant house, as well as their house will be demolished at any point of time. So on considering these two facts, the slum people don't contribute much towards the safe and well housing. So these three problems have to be addressed. First of all, to address this issue, the common problem is they don't have the security over their household. So by providing a rent to the municipal land as well as to the rent to the local bodies, their security over the household can be ensured, by doing which the people in the slums can also provide or save the money towards the well-being of their household, as well as they can contribute that money to the health of the people. And on other direction, it will also provide a constant source of income to the municipality also. So the issue can be addressed in the either way. In one angle, the municipality were getting constant source of income, and on another angle, the slum people were getting the security over their household. The security can be set for 10 years or even more period of time. In this context, it is a very good plan which is made by the government, but it is still pending in the Prime Minister's office and it is likely to be passed soon. To get a complete detail regarding various government plan towards the poverty alleviation or urban housing, and also to get a complete detail regarding National Urban Housing, that is a rental housing policy, do visit our official homepage where we provide a detailed video lectures regarding these two important concepts. The next important news is taken from the Hindu newspaper. Actually, this news is about the genetically modified mustard, or in short we used to say it as GM mustard. First, let us know what is meant by genetical modification. That is, the genetical modification is the new trend which is going in the agriculture field. The GM crops were most common among them. The GM crops were the type of crops which were created by altering the DNA of the naturally occurring crops. This alteration can be done by using the advancement in the genetical engineering. The reason for altering the DNA of the crops is to create a new type of crops, that is a new trait of crops which were resistant to the pest attack and which were resistant to the diseases, and the crops which were resistant to the environmental conditions can be created by altering the DNA by using the genetical engineering, and such kind of crops were known as GM crops. Usually the GM crops were allowed in all the other sectors but not in the food industry. But the food industry also has started allowing the GM crops. In that angle, as of now, the genetically modified mustard is accepted in India. The genetically modified mustard is accepted by the Genetically Modified Crop Regulator Body, GEAC. GEAC means Genetical Engineering Appraisal Committee. In short, we used to say it as a GEAC body. It is the body which used to look out the GM crops and take the appraisal mechanism to accept whether to pass the GM crop in Indian market or to restrict it. The main duty of the Genetical Engineering Appraisal Committee is to look out the report which were submitted to it by the subcommittees. In this case, the GM mustard is discussed and analyzed by the Assessment of Food and Environmental Safety Report. It is the report which is submitted by the subcommittee to the Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, and the Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, after considering or having a discussion with various important experts and the opposing parties, like the people who oppose the genetically modified crops, and also the GEAC has a discussion with the people in common. After having all those kind of discussions and receiving the opinions of different experts, finally now GEAC has accepted the genetically modified mustard. This Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee comes under the Environmental Ministry. So as of now, the Genetical Engineering Appraisal Committee has accepted the passage of genetic modified mustard in Indian market. Now it is the decision of the Environmental Ministry to take a final call, that is whether to accept the genetic modified mustard in Indian market or to restrict or ban the GM mustard. So to get a complete detail regarding the genetical modification or to get a complete detail regarding the GM crops, do visit our official homepage where we provide a detailed video lecture regarding the genetical modification and the various advantages and disadvantages of the genetical modification of the crops. Apart from that, there were two other important news were present in our today's newspaper. The first news is regarding the goods and service tax. That is, government has reopened window for goods and service tax enrollment. In this concept, we have to learn about goods and service tax. The goods and service tax is a indirect tax, that is a single tax for all the other individual taxes which is levied so far. So we have to learn about the goods and service taxes, and it is amended or passed in a constitutional amendment. So you have to learn about GST detailing. We have provided a separate video lecture regarding the goods and service taxes in our official website, that is www.comeonindia.com. And apart from that, there is another important news which were provided in our today's newspaper. The news is regarding the Ayush department. That is, the government has been planning to allow the Ayush doctors to prescribe the essential medicines. Here we have to know what is meant by Ayush. Ayush means A stands for Ayurveda, Y stands for Yoga and Naturopathy, U stands for Unani, S stands for Siddha, H stands for Homeopathy. To get a complete detail regarding the Ayush and the government plan regarding these sector, do visit our official homepage at www.comeonindia.com. Also subscribe our YouTube channel where we provide the different video lectures which we update regularly. Keep visiting our website. All the best for your examinations. Thank you.